What if China has a $6 trillion pile of cash and nobody outside really knew what they had? Well, there are now claims that China is sitting on a whopping $6 trillion pile of money, half of which is hidden. This presents a new kind of risk to the global economy. So let's unpack that today. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. My name is David Quintiri, and what I do here at this channel is I bring you the hocus pocus and financial wizardry in a very easy to understand format. Today we're talking about China and their hidden reserves. What exactly are these hidden reserves? Well, a lot of China's foreign exchange reserves don't show up on the official books of the People's Bank of China. That's their central bank. Instead, they're lurking in the shadows, appearing as, quote, shadow reserves among the assets of the entities such as state commercial lenders and policy banks. Interestingly, while the official reserves have stayed relatively stagnant over recent years, right here as I'm showing on the chart, these hidden reserves have likely grown alongside China's export surplus. If you're not aware, part of the stimulus measures that China will do, oftentimes if they want to support the stock market, they use subsidiaries and basically, indirectly invest to keep a floor under that. Now, this isn't like official policy, but it's kind of understood in the way that they do this. So to think that there could be more to the story in these circumstances with the reserves is likely very true. I'm going to show you this. It's part of a report here out of Bloomberg, and I just thought it was imperative that we look into the depths of it. There is a catch. China's lack of transparency on the issue could be a major problem for the world. Given China's pivotal role in the global economy, anything it does, seen or unseen, will eventually have a significant impact worldwide. And as the years go on, that's becoming more and more. They're creating more waves in the ocean, certainly. To help you understand the kind of influence these reserves can have, we have to talk about China's Belt and Road Initiative. This project was funded in part by China's reserves and is a direct consequence of a decision made back in 2009 to find new ways to manage China's foreign exchange. That's the level of economic force that we are talking about here. Now, the BRI, or One Belt, One Road, different depending on where you're looking at this from, that is really something that has its ups and downs. We've seen problems. That's not the case here. We're talking specifically about the reserves in this circumstance. Remember, China isn't just a massive economy, it's an unbalanced one. This means its activities tend to have a disproportionate global impact. I would say the same for the United States, because when they start to do something, it has a big impact. I mean, their consumer, they're just buying up everything globally. When they make a change, like the Federal Reserve, the whole world feels it. So in that way, we have to understand this. There's something often overlooked amidst all the talk of China's domestic debt issues. Globally, China is still a massive creditor. The effects of China's massive accumulation of foreign exchange are still felt around the globe. Reports suggest that the central government may have closer to $6 trillion in foreign assets, underlying the sheer scale of these hidden reserves. Now, look, I'll show you this in a second, and we could look at it right now, actually. China's official foreign cash pile, you see that. Since basically 2016, it's been flatlined. It was going up and up and up and up, and then it started to decline, right? As they were selling off US treasuries and so on, and then it just kind of sidelines for years and years and years. And so the suggestion here is that this is not actually accurate. They're doing it through subsidiaries. I find this to be an issue simply because they're trying to open up, they're trying to expand, they're trying to become, a little bit more transparent in a sense. This is not a good thing for the global economy. This is not good for the global financial system. If we don't know what's going on, if they're not making that public, well, then other countries are going to be more hesitant to do certain things with their systems that they set up. Because we know what's going on with the US dollar. Yes, the writing is on the wall. Less and less of the total, total exchange and total, factors are based upon the US dollar. But it's still overwhelmingly, in the lead by far in terms of, total exchange. So that's what I think is central here. Understand what's going on with China's reserves and know that, yeah, we're not getting the full picture, but certainly there's probably more than meets the eye. The story of the hidden reserves, the potential global impact, these things are discussed further in this article if you want to check it out. China is structurally so central to the global economy that if it does anything, it will eventually be an enormous impact. You got to understand this as we see through all of it. I mean, $6 trillion of reserves, $3 trillion being hidden does have an impact. Even though, hey, a trillion here, a trillion there, I really think that this is a problem that we may not face right now. I know a lot of people have heard that China is actually hoarding a bunch of gold that they're not bringing to the table. I really don't know. Honestly, I don't. And while we've heard from people like Jim Rickards talking about this, does it matter if it's not verified? Are they just going to come online and say, oh, by the way, we have way more gold than what we said? I think a lot of those people that have been talking about this, maybe it's true, but how do they stand to gain from it? I really don't understand. In my opinion, a lot of this hasn't really materialized. We haven't seen anything, to come to light. I want to see more of that information. If it's true, let it be seen, let it be known. But here we are, we're speculating and so on. That's the problem. So you've got what we know is that China has massive foreign exchange reserves. We know that as a fact. We know that the US dollar is being used less and less in transactions. We know that many countries are coming together as the BRICS nations. All of these things are very important. What I need to make clear to you is that what we see on the surface is usually not the full story. There's much more going on behind the scenes. If you have any thoughts about this, I want to know. Put them in the comments below. You are always welcome to put those comments there and we can get an exchange going. I do have better conversations on the Discord, link in the description. I'm going to be bringing lots of content on there. There's lots of stuff already, but I'm bringing more and more. The daily videos are posted there with notifications so that we don't have to worry about no algorithms or anything. But certainly keep an eye on this because who knows? Suddenly we could wake up one day and hear, China's got something that was secret and now they're bringing the light on it. Who knows? We'll see. I want to know what you think. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.